Yo, we talking about groceries on FBA. Yo, easy. Yeah. J to the O, the Mayos. Groceries on FBA. What you know about that? Step your game up, suck it.
Recording. Hey everybody, welcome. Tonight we're going to be talking about Tactical Arbitrage. One of the great new tools. We've been using it since it very first started in their early beta. So we've seen it through the progression of all of the options and things they've added. So currently we do like Tactical Arbitrage better than the other tools out there. And mainly because you can do bulk scans. We do use OA X-ray. We use Tactical Arbitrage. They can be both used at the same time. But if you're not selling a lot of stuff, then you may not need a tool that, you may not need both tools, or you might. So, we're going to get right into it. If you're not using Tactical Arbitrage, we'll show you what it does, how it works, all that good stuff, how we promote it, what we've created around it. We've done a lot of third-party tools and add-ons and discovered a lot of things that other people aren't doing or aren't able to do, and hopefully you'll be able to use it. The difference between OA X-ray and Tactical Arbitrage is OA X-ray, you're going to scan one page at a time. You're going to look up whatever you want, click the little OA X-ray button, and it's going to bring it up the page. And with Tactical Arbitrage, you're going to be able to search a complete category or a complete set of categories. You can upload basically a CSV or a spreadsheet file, and you can search as many categories as you want, up to 24 hours. After 24 hours, it's going to end, but every day you can start it over, and as it finds the items, it's going to put it into a separate page that'll have all that information, and then you can also download it as a CSV and look at it offline if you want it. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. We're going to get right into it. So if we go right to the Tactical Arbitrage page, this is where you're going to create your account. They have two options. You use that link and you get your 1 week free trial. That's going to be 7 days. It costs $99 a month to use. There's a 7-day trial, so after 7 days, you can pretty much figure out if it's something you want or not. It supports currently about 230 different sites, all for doing arbitrage, and they add more nearly every day. They also have a program where you can add your own. So if you have programming knowledge or you can find a programmer, they're going to you can create it. If you're familiar with XML and XPath 1.0, you can, pull the data from the site and build the little script in there. It's all included in the price, and have a site that nobody else has. So they also have what's called, they have a review script and the main script. The review script is if you're looking at anything with variations such as clothing or shoes, apparel, you can enter the ASIN in there. I'm not going to go into this here, but I believe they charge $7 a month for it, and you can enter the ASIN. We made a whole video, about a 50-minute long video you can see on YouTube, that has every bit of that built into it. So we went over everything to do with this section, so I'm not going to waste time here doing that. But you can enter the ASIN. It's going to look at all the reviews. That's why it's called the review script. It'll look at all the reviews, and it will show you what percentage of the total. So if you don't know which item, when you're looking at, say, a pair of shoes that has 10 different styles and 15 different sizes, you're not sure which one to buy or which ones are selling the best. So if you enter the ASIN in here, it's going to go and look at the reviews, and it's going to show you the total percentage of reviews for each variation and each, whatever it is, the sizes of it go together, and each size individually and each color individually, and it'll show you what percentage breakdown of each one in a graph. And so you'll see the percentage of reviews for each one, so you can make a good estimation as to the percentage of the total sales that it's getting based on the reviews it's getting. So it's very, very helpful for people who are selling in the apparel, clothing, and shoes categories. So, but if you get the main script, if you get the $99 account, this is completely included. And there's also a Chrome extension, which you'll be able to look at any listing on Amazon, and it'll do that right as a pop-up extension. So we're going to go over to the main script. It's going to take us to this page we already have open. We were running a scan, which it looks like it's done now. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up the product search, and we're going to go over the way this works. So I'm not going to bring up my settings menu right now, but because I don't want anybody to take my AWS MWS keys that may see this video, but you do have to use your, you did have to use your AWS, which is an associate key. Now you can just use your MWS key, which is the same as when you use a repricer or any other tool that's had you go to the Amazon page and log in and, you know, pull those codes out, which is basically any tool, scan power, any sourcing tools, they all need that information. So this is no different. It's going to use that data to be able to compare to Amazon. So you see a lot of information here. You really only need to enter these 4 things at the top. The other things is to narrow all of your information down. So what this site does is, I'm going to just scroll through here real quick, and you'll see every site you can think of, tons of sites you've never even heard of. This is only on the US platform. They also have Canadian sites. They have UK sites. And you can go to any site here. I have been working on the list of, since Pokemon's so popular. So if we go to Toys R Us here, I'm just going to pull this link here so I can show you for an example. So we're going to go down to Toys R Us. .com, and each site that you select is going to show you an example for that category. So, you know, every site looks different. Here, they accept actual links. So for the category, we're just going to actually post this link in. But if we went to a site like, let's say Target, for example, you only need the code out of the URL. So you're just going to copy that information and paste it in there. And we've also created bulk lists of up to 10,000 some sites have. So you can buy a list from us, and if you're a Sean Mail Mastermind member, you get 25% off the price, like everything that we sell. But it's a list of every one of these categories. So you can select the categories you want. You don't have to go to Target, figure out what you're looking for. We have it all in a spreadsheet. You can copy it into a bulk list, and you can upload up to 400 categories at a time. You can also do it from multiple sites if you wish. So you don't have to go searching a lot if you don't want to. They're very cheap. They're between 20 and 35 bucks. So once we figure out what we're looking for, I'm going to go back to Toys R Us. You'll see on the sides that each one is a little different in the format they require. Sometimes you'll have to delete some information at the end. There's an ampersand and stuff after that, or stuff after a question mark. And each site is a little bit different, but pretty simple to understand. So at Toys R Us, these are the examples when scanning. This is the other important information. It will say when deciding how many pages to scan, and there will be a number. This one is 24. So when we look at this link on Toys R Us, you have to tell Tactical Arbitrage how many pages that you want. So here we can see it has 12 pages. Very simple. So we'll go back. I think it's hidden, actually. Here we go. I have stuff at the top of the screen, so not letting me show. Okay, so we're going to go start at page 1. We're going to go to page 12. And then all this other information is going to be so if we ran this just like this, it would show every result and put it into our results page, which is this page that we'll get into. So if we want to reduce that information, if we're using gift cards or other discounts, we can put all that in there. It's automatically going to figure it out for us. So the first option, the first 2 options are for a store price adjustment. So if you have a credit card that you get 10% off with, or if you have gift cards or a cashback site, you can enter that information in here. So if you have gift cards for 17% off, you can enter 17 in here. And then if you have a cashback site, Ebates or whatever, that's giving you 4% at Toys R Us, you can enter it there. Or you can enter the whole thing in at 21 or whatever it is. So the first 2 will reduce your price by that much, that percentage. The third one is going to increase it. So if you're paying sales tax or any kind of other fees, that's going to increase the price. If you have somebody who's helping you prep that charges you a portion of the, the buy cost, whatever it is, then that's where you would enter it. So if you have 7% tax, you would enter it there. The next option is to remove ranks over. I have it set at 100,000, so it's only going to show items that are 100,000 or less, and you can set this however you want. Of course, you can set all of these how you want. Remove products with more than sellers. So that means if there's a specific number of sellers on Amazon, if you don't want to compete with anybody who has any listings that have 20 or more sellers, you could enter 20 in here. If you don't want to deal with any products that Amazon has as oversized, you can check the box. You can remove out-of-stock products. And if we look at this, it only works at certain sites, but it's showing you the sites that it works with. So if it's out of stock at those sites, it will remove it. It won't show it in the results. Get rid of these. This one is to remove if Amazon contains no weight or size data. So this is usually when it's never been sent to Amazon. I'm sure you've listed items and it wanted to know the dimensions. It wanted to know the weight. So if that data is not in there yet, it can't correctly tell you how much the pricing is. So Tactical Arbitrage does guess. It sets it at a specific dimensions that is very common, and I believe 1 pound for the weight. Include shipping prices if in total for merchant fulfilled sellers. So when it's showing you a merchant fulfilled price, maybe if there's no FBA prices, it will include the shipping in that price to show you, a complete and total price. The next one is to remove products with an Amazon price of less than a specific amount. So if you, for example, didn't want to compete with a product that was selling on Amazon for more than $10, you could put $10 in here. So it's very useful to some people. Remove products in Amazon with keywords. So if you didn't want to see anybody who listed a bundle or multi-pack, or if it's a 3 count, something like that, you could remove products that had any of those words in the title. Remove from source title when searching on Amazon. So if you wanted to remove, a specific brand, something that is restricted. If you want to remove like all Legos from a search, you could put in Lego here. And if on the source site, in this example on Toys R Us, if you didn't want to find anything that with Lego, you could type in Lego in the spot, and it wouldn't record any results that match that word. Add to source title when searching on Amazon. So if you wanted to search for only multi-packs in this example, or a bundle, or you could, every search that it did when it's doing title searches, it would add that into the title on the Amazon site. The next one is only calculate FBA returns if Amazon sales price is at least X times the store price. So in this one, a lot of people seem to have a problem understanding this one, but what it is when you, if you buy it for $10, and you want it to only be if you sell it for $30 or more. So if you want to sell the item for triple what you're paying for it, then you could put 3 in here. It'll only show you items that were triple the price on Amazon as it is on the source. This one is the cost to prep for standard products or cost to prep for oversized products. So this is when you're going to a prep center or any other need that you may have for this, where it's going to add a specific price to it. So if you're paying $1 for a prep center for regular items and $2 for oversized items, you can enter that information here. It's going to calculate that into your ROIs and other pricing. Cost per pound to ship. So you can figure out your average shipping cost, and then you can enter it here. If it's 30 or 40 cents, you can enter that there, and it's going to figure that out based on the shipping weight that Amazon has on the listing. Only keep data if the gross profit is at least a certain amount. So this is going to look at the profit. If you want at least a $5 profit, $10 profit, you can enter that in there. The last box is only keep data if the gross ROI is at least this. So I put in at least 50%. And you don't have to fill in any of these boxes, or you can fill them all in if you want. Also show no match results. So if it doesn't match, to save it. And this one is to see only no match results. So I'm going to go ahead and run the scan, which I've already run, but just so you can see how this works. This is the link that it's searching, and if we did the bulk search, it would show, you would be able to click on this and it would show all of them. So it's showing you it's going to do, I actually wanted to do 12 pages, but that was a typo. It's going to search from page 1 to page 2. This is the current page, this is the current product, and you can see how fast it's searching these products. So it's searching 48 products. It's going to show you the category page it's doing, the exact time, and then each product. So this is the product, the first product. It's going to show you the time, when it was done. That is actually searching by UPC. All sites don't have the UPC matching because a lot of source sites don't have the UPC listed in the site. So this is doing UPC matching. Sometimes it'll have to do title. It got the FBA information, and it says gross ROI filter. So this didn't match the ROI of 50%, so it doesn't save it. And as you can see, it's going to do the same thing all the way down. On this one, it didn't match the ROI again. This one doesn't match the rank, so it found that it's over 100,000, and you can see it will continue here, and it's continuing to work, and that's all it's going to, and it'll just keep running. This can run for up to 24 hours before it ends. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out, and I'm going to show you the bulk feature. So if we click here and use bulk, and then click on upload new file, we can see an example how this works. So you can download an example, but this is all it is. You're going to tell it the category, either a category ID or a link, the start page, and the page you want it to end on. Next is going to be, if you want to do multiple sites, it's just going to have an extra column with what site that you got it from. And it also has a list of all the supported domains. These are all the sites that they support currently. And that's about all there is to it. And then it's going to do the items one at a time. So once we find items, and it'll load this in here as you go live. This is going to be the view data screen. So this is your product search, what we were on, and here's the view data. So you can view it, you can download the data, or you can look at your save list, which you can select items here and then save them or put a heart next to it. So, so I've been searching Pokemon today, or started right before we started, and I found quite a few things. I removed some things that just didn't match. This was a great one. Actually, I removed the other one. This is one that doesn't match. So I did leave some mismatches here. So this is one you can close out from, or you can actually edit the ASIN. If you find what matches, you can edit the ASIN, change it to the correct ASIN, and then save it here, or you can have it automatically search. So you're going to find this occasionally when it can't find a UPC match. It's going to go ahead and search for something that does match. So now it actually did find the correct match. But it's not something that's worth keeping. It's now a negative 53% ROI. So you can just hit the X and it's going to remove it, or you can remove them in bulk. Here's a great one at Target. It's the same exact picture. So obviously it's a matching item. $26.39 to buy, and it's selling for $59.99. So the FBA calculated price is the price after all your Amazon fees. That would be your payout. So the gross profit is $22.04. You're paying $26.39. You're going to get $22.04 after fees. There's one seller on it in new condition, and it looks like it says there's a 0 rank, but we are pulling all of those out, so that doesn't make sense. I did run a couple scans for a video earlier that I wasn't pulling that. So that's where that could have come from. Yeah, it looks like there's a brand new listing. And there's no FBA sellers. I mean, this is something that you see in the store, I might buy one or two just to try it out, especially how hot Pokemon is. So here's another one that is definitely an exact match. It's in home and kitchen, which is a huge category. The sales rank is 84,000. So it's 63% ROI. And here are some DVDs. Buy for $4.99. Looks like it was the exact right match. Buy for $4.99. Selling for $12.48. 54% ROI. This is a great one. The lunchbox. Exact. Great time for lunchboxes. Back to school. Pokemon is huge. Everybody's going to want one. 13,000 is the current rank, and you're making about $10 profit, 124% ROI, and after fees you're getting $18.10. So that's a good one. And as you can see, you're going to get everything on this page. You look at 10, 25, 50, or 100 at a time. And if you sort it this way, you hit the just hit the arrow, you're going to get. So if you have the highest number first, that's the newest ones that you found. Number 1 would be the oldest. And as you can see, it's only showing our items that are you know, the way we using all our filters that we requested. So this item, for example, is you can buy it at Barnes & Noble for $13.75, selling for $58.99, 243% ROI. This Pokemon trading card game looks like the exact same thing. $63.93 is the payout. Okay. So you're making a 60% ROI, 77,000 in toys and games, not bad at all. And here's some images. Barnes & Noble is not the best site for sourcing all of the time. Sometimes they have a lot of good stuff. I know they got a lot of Pokemon toys. This one didn't match, and you can do the search, or you could look it up, or you know, it really helps the community. It's going to update the global search information, so everything that gets cached, it's going to be saving that information for when you do, you know, UPC or ASIN uploads for doing matches, other people that search on other sites. It's going to help all that. It's going to help the community out, and they have a ton of matches so far. If you can't find anything, you can search on Amazon and change the ASIN or not. And they also have like games that they do that will give you cashback, refunds, free stuff. Free month service. He kind of changes it up every month. So here's the Mewtwo Returns movie. Of course, always be careful that you're ungated in DVD, and ungated in DVDs over $25. If it's something with an MSRP over $25. So here's an item that's selling for $105. On Amazon. So let's take a look at that. So it looks like probably nobody has these in new because everybody bought them all out. 27,000 in movies and DVDs. So if we look here, $42 is the cheapest one, even in used condition. Let's see, for new condition, there we go, that's the new.
Huh?
No, it doesn't want to remove it. Let's see if it updates to that. Okay. Doesn't seem to want to. It looks like there's only one in new condition, and that one's $105.43. Merchant fulfilled. There is none on FBA. I mean, this looks like a great product if you can find it. I would assume this is going to be out of stock. This is probably an older Pokemon video that is not, yeah, I mean, it's also available in VHS. So it looks like there's none available. They're all sold out right now. This is for third-party sellers, just like Amazon has third-party sellers. Stores like Barnes & Noble, Walmart, Sears, they all have third-party sellers as well. So there's actually none new. I'm sure there was one and it was just completely sold out. So I'm going to remove that one from my list. You know, and you may find the same with a lot of these other ones. There's a lot of books and videos of this came up in the search. So if we go back down to Target, we can see this. This is season 1. Okay, one says a box set and one says season 1. These may or may not be the same. We'll take a look. I believe this is the exact same. Yeah, this is the exact same version. So it's selling for $99. I did look at this one earlier. I posted it in the Mastermind group. It's sold out. It's $27.29 right now. List price is $39.99, which means the list price is over $25. So you'd have to be ungated in DVDs over $25. But the cheapest one looks to be $99 in new condition, and it's ranked 37,000 in movies. So not horrible. But you can look in your area. You may have stores with this still in stock in your area. We posted the link to be looking all that up on Brick Picker. So for that kind of return, it's definitely worth checking out. I'm not going to go through every item here, but you can see how this, how it works. It will keep adding to this until you download or delete it. You can also select items and then save them. So if you can just click on a few, click on Save Selected, and then you can go over here to your saved list. And you can see those items. Is there a question?
No questions.
Oh, yeah, everything's recorded, Ted. So if there's any questions as we go through this, I'll definitely be happy to help you. And if you're into doing Amazon flips, they've also just released a great tool for doing Amazon flips. I've done several videos on it. And we do have if you want to learn more about tactical arbitrage and what we've done with it, we do have a course that we've been adding to almost daily on using tactical arbitrage. It's included in your Mastermind membership. So if you log into the Mastermind membership site, SeanMayo.com, which you all have an account on, if you go up to the Mastermind Basic and Training courses, we have a quite in-depth course on OA X-ray, as well as Keepa, if you want to make your own gumroad lists, and one on tactical arbitrage, which is where we're at right now. And then the other sections under it have tons of videos that will help you with all aspects of tactical arbitrage. And we're not really going to get into all of that, but if you do need more help before or after you sign up, that's always right there for you. So I'm going to go over to the flips, and I'll show you a little bit about how that works, but we did do a quite in-depth video on that recently. So when you're doing Amazon flips, including the movers and shakers, the if you want to look at the movers and shakers, the new releases, any of that, you can also use this to examine it, or you can look at any page. So if you're doing flips, if you have a VA that's finding Amazon to Amazon flips for you, this is going to save you a whole lot of time, because you're going to be able to examine almost any URL on Amazon. And Amazon will show you up to 400 pages in any search. So, there may be more items than that, but it's only going to go up to page 400. So if you find a bigger subcategory, you can enter that URL in there, and you can tell it what page to start on, what page to finish. So if there's 400 pages, it will examine every item on all of those pages, and it's going to use Keepa to compare all of the data. And I'll show you a little bit about how that works out. Well, the thing is, Okay, so Ted wanted to know, does tactical arbitrage eliminate the need to scan a whole store, or is it a good idea to scan each aisle? So what we found that in most cases, maybe Walmart may be the only one that's not included, but there's a lot of things that you can find online that you can't find in stores, and there's a lot of things you find in stores that you don't find online. So we do our online arbitrage and our retail arbitrage, especially using tactical arbitrage, goes hand in hand, because when we find the items that are out of stock, there is an option to remove that. When we showed you on the other page to remove items that are out of stock, but we don't do that. We want to see those items that are out of stock, because anything that's sold out is going to be harder to find, obviously. The thousands and maybe even millions of Amazon sellers that only do online arbitrage are not going to do the work to go search in their local stores. So if you're doing retail arbitrage, you can use this not only to find items online, but also to build your own list of items to be looking for in store, because they're sold out online. And there's a lot of items that you're going to find in stores that aren't even listed online, things that don't even make sense to sell, on their own site. Usually more expensive, bigger items is what most of the online stores are doing. So as we get into this is going to, I'll go through each option pretty quick, but if you hit these question marks, it's going to give you a good description of what each thing does. So the first one is calculate the average Amazon sales price for the last X amount of days. I usually use 60 for all these, and we can pull up my last things that I used. So I use 60 for all of them. This is going to show the average price that Amazon sold for in the last 60 days. The next one is going to show the average price for third-party sellers selling it in new condition. The next one is the average third-party selling in new condition when Amazon was out of stock. The second one up there was when Amazon was in stock. Then the fourth one is to calculate the lowest Amazon selling price during the last 60 days. And the last one is to calculate the lowest new selling price, which is from third-party sellers in the last 60 days. So it's going to show you the lowest prices and the average prices and the average prices when Amazon was sold out. So it covers all the bases. It's using Keepa to pull that information. It's going to remove ranks over 100,000 is what we have it set to. You can set it however you like. Remove products with more than a certain amount of sellers, the same as doing the other regular listing search. Remove products when the average new sales price is less than a certain price, and only analyze if Amazon's been in stock a certain percentage or less in the last X number of days. So if you want it when Amazon was out of stock at least 20%, you'd put 80 in there in the last however many days you want to search. And for all of these, if Amazon hasn't been in stock, or it hasn't been, or really if it hasn't been tracking for 60 days or whatever number you put in, then it's just going to show however many days it has been tracking. It's only been tracking for 5 days. It'll show that data. It's not going to just skip it. Now the last three is to show some very specific things. So it's going to show calculations. So usually I have this at 2.5%, 2.5 times, not 1.5. So if the average new sales price when Amazon is out of stock is at least this many times the Amazon average price, it's going to show it. So what this means is the average of the new third-party price when Amazon is sold out is at least certain times the amount of Amazon's average selling price. So if Amazon's selling a pair of shoes for $20, it would only show it if the new sales price was at least $50. So when a third party is selling it when they're out of stock. The next one is show if the average new sales price or average Amazon sales price is at least this multiple times of the lowest Amazon sales price. So this one is comparing to the Amazon's lowest price. The first one's comparing to Amazon's average price. And the last one is to show if the current price is a certain percentage of Amazon's new sales price or average Amazon sales price. So you can use only one of these. You can use multiples. You can use none of them, but then it's going to remove most of. It's going to show basically every listing that's under 100,000 and any other information from Section 2. Now, the very last option is a very important one. It was just added within the last couple days, and it's going to explore variations in the flip searches. So when you're doing the flip searches, it's going to check each variation as far as pricing, not just look at the main listing, and that's very, very important. And it does have its own results page, just like the regular product search does. What we got in here, but okay, we got some stuff in here. That's good. Yes, everything you see is included for $99. The flips is worth the $99 by itself, including the thing we showed you in the beginning, which was the variation identifier. If you get the $99 version, then it's going to be included. You can buy that separately, but if you get this, it's included. Everything in the program is one price. He's going to meet some people at ASD, and from what I've heard, the price may be going up, or they may be separating that into multiple programs. But if whatever deal you get in on, he said he's never going to change it. If the price goes up, you'll never pay more. If it turns into 2 programs, you'll still have access to everything. Okay. So now I'm going to show you how this all works. I don't know if I showed you the column visibility, but you can select all the columns that you want to show or not show. So there's going to be the Amazon title. You're doing Amazon to Amazon flip, so there's only one title to work with. The image. So this is the Amazon's average sale price, the average price that they sell at. This is their average third-party selling price. And the third one is the lowest new sales price. The condition, the ASIN, the Amazon UPC or EAN, the number of third-party sellers, the weight, and the product size, and the sales rank. Sales rank still has some problems with it as far as displaying, because there's actually an issue with Keepa that Keepa is working on. So sometimes they don't display that information in the apparel categories, clothing, shoes, apparel, all of that. So, Keepa, I guess, is working on that issue and trying to resolve it. So there's not a lot that they can do. They're trying to pull that information directly, and I'm still using the AWS, which they just migrated in the last week to MWS. One's affiliate account, one is your actual FBA account, and I haven't gotten around to entering that information. So when you have an MWS, if it doesn't pull that rank, it's going to go in and get it itself. So I think okay. So this is the one we were looking at. New sellers, product size, and then it's going to show you the Keepa graph right built in here. And if you click on it, it'll take you to the Keepa page. You can turn on and off sales rank. You can turn on and off marketplace information. Now, it's not showing sales rank because keep us not bringing it back on these listings. And you can look at the date range, a year, 90 days, 31 days, 7 days, 2 days. So if there's any more questions, now would be the time to ask them. We already shared the link to go sign up. The one other thing I waited till the end for is that we do sell some lists. I did mention that before. If you don't have the link to sign up, it's right here. I would highly recommend everybody does that. Now, there is the option to do the bulk uploads. Now you don't see it in the Amazon Flips. I removed it to do some testing, but you'll be able to do a bulk upload if you buy your own Keepa API. So it's 39 euros. It's about $43 currently, and you'll be able to do several million searches. I will go over. I made a video specifically for this, but it's to do right now. When you do the flips, it's cached. It's got a 3-day cache built in. That's a minimum you can do. But if you get your own, because he's buying the Keepa tokens for you, so this is the one he recommends. It's 20 tokens per minute. That means you can do 20 searches a minute, one every 3 seconds, which at the current speed is about all they can handle. So it's constantly adding more to your account. He bought some ridiculously big one, and I don't know how many thousands he has in it, but what it's going to do is he has the cache in there so it can keep up so he doesn't get overloaded, because as you can see, they get pretty expensive. And if he was paying for all the users, I mean, it would be very, very expensive. So the $20, the 21 is what you need. If you don't use that, you can't use bulk uploading, and you're going to use it's going to have a 3-day cache on it, which means if it has never been searched in the last 3 days, it'll be live. If it has, it's going to pull that information. No, we don't need, with this, you don't really need to load it into CyberMonkey deals. With OA X-Ray, we were for a lot of reasons that we've talked about with OA X-Ray, but I mean, you have all the data you need here. If you want to download it, you can just download it as a CSV. I mean, it's a lot easier to view it right here. But you can just click on download data, download it as a CSV, open it in your Excel or whatever you're looking at it in, and here is all that same data right here in a spreadsheet. But usually we just click on the link and order what we need to order. Download it as a CSV. We usually put it into the saved list here, and then we'll download that, the ones we want for retail arbitrage, and then we can add those items to our shopping list. But you don't need that extra expense that CyberMonkey Deals is going to give you. So if you want to do, you can do up to 400 pages, which will take quite a while with Amazon Flips. And you can also run the Amazon Flips at the same time you're running the product search. Close a couple of these. And for the last thing is the list that we sell. We've made things extremely easy for people, and what the lists look like is it's a. If you go to the bulk page here, I'll show you. This is an example. This is what, if you want to upload a bulk list, you can scan for up to 24 hours, and you can do up to 400 lines of data, so 401, including the header. You can download these examples here, and then just, you'd have to go to each page Go ahead and open that. You have to go to each page on whatever site it is and decide what you want. You have to find the category, figure out, enter the start page, which will usually be 1, and figure out what the ending page you would want. So what we've done is we've done 21 stores. We have a few more that'll be done in the next day or two. And if we look here, okay. They'll be done in the next day or two, all the big stores that you can think of. And we can do more. Any stores that you'd like to get added, we can do. But stores like Walmart and Target and Best Buy, actually we didn't do Best Buy, but somebody else did. But you can go to this list and select everything that you want out of it. I'm going to show you an example of one of our lists. And we're also doing them for the Amazon Flip, so all the individual categories, you'll be able to do that, upload them one at a time, or if you have the access to do the bulk uploader. So let's just, I'll load the Home Depot, for example. And each time you buy one, you get access to 2 different, and you don't need these by any means, you don't need these at all, but they do save you a lot of time. So here's the category ID, which is not necessary for tactical arbitrage, but you're going to get the name of the subcategory. You're going to get the full pass name, which will be, this is entertainment, but it's actually in home, independent living, entertainment. You're going to get the URL to go look at it, and you're going to get the amount of listings and the amount of pages that you would scan with tactical arbitrage. Now, if we go down to the bottom, this has 3,356 different categories listed in it. And these are the amount of products, up to 78,000 products in one category. 3,279 pages to search on tactical arbitrage. So you can copy the URL and copy the ending page of each one that you want, or you can use our, we've made the bulk file in the correct format, exactly how you need it. So of course you can only scan up to 400. So the best way is to look over here or sort it however you want, delete what you don't like so you have under 400 lines. And then you can just delete this D column because you can only have 3 columns, and delete what you don't want, and then just upload it right into the bulk uploader. And it saves you a ton of time. They cost between $20 and $35. You can see them all at our in our Gumroad site, which is gumroad.com/Sean Mayo. Anything you want to buy in there is 25% off if you use the code TA-MM at checkout. It's also listed in the discount, so if you go to the discounts on our Mastermind site, you'll see that as well. What about a VA doing TA? So yeah, definitely a VA could do it. There's, it's not like OA X-ray that it's a full-time job. I mean, you could do this in minutes a day, especially if you buy a list from a store or multiple stores. A lot of people are doing that. So you just select what you want, you upload it, and it will now search for 24 hours unassisted. As soon as you hit that start button, it's going to go through the category. When it's done, it'll go through another one. This is being run on the server. It's not on your computer. So you can only run 1 scan at a time. This isn't like OA X-ray where 10 people could be doing, 10 different scans. You only run 1 scan at a time. And when the first one gets done, when that first category gets done, if you're using the bulk scan, it's going to go on to the next one, and then the next one, and the next one. And it's going to put all that information into the view data page. Now, you could have a VA every day going through all of your results and deciding deleting the ones that may not be exactly what you want, but you're already doing all the work that a VA would be doing, which is, vetting things, making sure, it fits the ROI and the rank and all the other qualifications that you need. So a VA, there's not a whole lot for a VA to do, because, you can put that list of 400 sites, categories together in a few minutes and start your search and be done. So, you could, I don't see a really much of a reason to have a VA doing that for you. You could, of course, have them do that, but, a better idea may be once a day, either give them access to your account, or once a day, just download that CSV file, send it to them, let them vet each one, and, send you back a list of, items that have been matched with, your own human eyes and meet the qualifications that you need, and then you can buy it or have your VA buy it, or however it is that you want to do. But multiple people from multiple places can access your account, but it doesn't matter because you can only run one instance at a time, unlike OAXray. But on the flip side, it's completely automated. Okay, so if there's no questions, we're well over our time. Please send me a PM if you have any questions, and if you do sign up, PM me a receipt, and I will PM me your receipt, and I'll send you a free list of the from a store that can get you going. And that's about it. Any other questions, post them in the group. We'll help you out, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Thanks a lot, guys.
Bye, guys.